Previously in Part 2, we explored Yesod and Gamaliel, the dream world and its shadow, the realm where illusions and desires merge. We learned how the dark feminine initiation begins through confronting the illusions we build around our emotions and sexuality, and how integration transforms chaos into creative power. Today, we ascend one step higher, into Hod and Samael, the sphere of intellect, language, and communication, and its shadow, deception, manipulation, and self-betrayal. This is the realm of the serpent mind, brilliant, cunning, and dangerously persuasive. In the Kabbalistic tree of life, Hod represents the intellect, the sphere of Mercury. It's the realm of logic, language, communication, and order, the power of the mind to structure reality. But in the Qliphoth, its shadow is Samael, the poison of God. Samael is the archdemon of false light, the one who knows the truth but bends it for power. He is intellect without heart, communication without empathy, knowledge without wisdom. In myth, Samael is the Serpent of Eden, the whisperer of forbidden truths. He's not ignorance but corruption through intellect. In our daily lives, the Hod-Samael polarity manifests through our relationship with truth and perception. When balanced, Hod allows us to speak clearly, to reason, and to understand. But under Samael's influence, our mind becomes a weapon, sharp, deceitful, and self-justifying. It's the tendency to rationalize toxic behavior, to manipulate others with charm or intellect, or to use truth selectively to maintain control. Samael seduces through justification. For example, the person who argues not to understand but to win, the partner who gaslights with polished logic, the leader who hides cruelty behind eloquence. Samael, there's gas poison is not ignorance. It is brilliance used in service of the ego. Carl Jung wrote, "We cannot see the shadow, but we can infer its presence through projection." Samael lives in that projection, the part of us that intellectualizes pain instead of feeling it. Psychologically, Samael represents the inflated intellect, the ego that hides behind cleverness to avoid vulnerability. It's the person who must always be right, who manipulates emotion through reason, who wields knowledge to dominate rather than to enlighten. But the price of this shadow is disconnection. The intellect becomes sterile, isolated from the heart. Communication turns performative, a mask, not a bridge. In Jungian terms, this is an overdeveloped animus or logos energy, the mind severed from empathy, truth replaced by clever deceit. Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power exposes Samael's cunning in human interaction. Laws like never outshine the master, conceal your intentions, and use selective honesty to disarm your victim, all echo Samael's craft. But Greene's work, like the Qliphoth itself, isn't evil. It's neutral knowledge. It becomes poison only when wielded without self-awareness. Samael's intellect, when integrated, becomes strategic wisdom. When unintegrated, it becomes manipulation, power without conscience. The goal is not to reject the serpent, but to command it, to use intellect as a servant of truth, not as a master of deceit. The dark feminine initiation teaches us that true power comes not from suppression, but from integration. Hod is the order of language. Samael is the chaos of deception. To integrate them, one must speak truth with awareness of its shadow. The dark feminine, like Lilith or the Black Madonna, knows the danger of false words. She sees through flattery and intellectual games, cutting through illusion with intuition. When we bring the heart back into the mind, the serpent becomes a guardian, not a tempter. Samael becomes an ally, the aspect of ourselves that forces honesty through confrontation. To integrate this sphere is to reclaim sovereignty over the intellect, to think with both reason and intuition, both masculine logic and feminine discernment. The lesson of Hod and Samael is clear. The mind is both our greatest weapon and our greatest trap. When intellect serves ego, it poisons. When it serves truth, it liberates. To master Samael is to master the art of discernment, to know when you're lying to yourself, when you're hiding behind intellect, and when your words no longer carry soul. Integrating the serpent is part of the dark feminine initiation. It demands humility, honesty, and the courage to see where your power becomes manipulation. Through awareness, discipline, and shadow work, we reclaim the mind as a sacred tool, one capable of building worlds, not destroying them.